to our YouTube channel. We are Donahue, Maley, and Burns, your experts in Wellesley real estate. My name is Stephanie Burns.
Lynn Donahue.
Donna Maley.
And we're here to answer all your questions regarding real estate and other things as well. We want to talk to you today about the crazy real estate market that we all find ourselves in, and how to navigate it and how to be the best buyer you possibly can be and how to get the house. So let's start talking about it, ladies.
Yeah, so I mean, across the country, we are dealing with limited inventory wherever you go. So it unfortunately is a wonderful thing for a seller and a not so wonderful thing for a buyer. And week by week, we're finding that the market is changing. And so we're here to kind of give you a couple little hints and tips on what we're finding to be helpful to position yourself to be the winning buyer of the property.
Yeah, I think from the get-go, what a lot of buyers might not think of, you're making an impression on the listing agent the second you walk in the door. So just be very, very mindful of the comments you're making. Do the comments your broker, if you have other representation from the listing agent, the comments that they are making, you're gonna have plenty of time to discuss the good and the bad about the property and the house when you're not in front of that listing agent. If you have parents or friends who are with you, again, that listing agent is paying attention to everything you're saying. Just try to make a good impression. Step number one, make a good impression.
Right, and that means not talking about all the things that you don't like about the house. You don't walk around the house saying, "Oh, I really hate that. Look at there's like paint peeling there. Oh, I really wish the refrigerator was different." Those things you should not be saying. I know it sounds crazy, but when you're in a multiple offer situation, which you will be, and they're looking at all the offers and they're going through them, and you're competitive and you're sitting there right next to somebody else, and they're going to go, "Isn't that the buyer who was saying that they were like scared about all the paint peeling, or that they wish this had been different or that had been different?" So it definitely dilutes your favorability in a multiple bid situation to be outspoken about the things you don't like.
So to summarize, as Donna would say, shut your mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Right? Just
Yep.
smile and act like everything's wonderful, and then when you go outside, you can rip the house apart with your broker or your friends, whatever you want to do. But be as positive as you can be with the list agent, wherever you are, because you never know who's going to hear what and who's going to remember what.
Well, and why are we giving you this advice? Let's be clear. That listing agent has a relationship with the sellers, obviously, and we report back on everything. So yes, we might give a profile. We might tell the sellers, yes, it was a family of four. You give them kind of a little, what's the word I'm looking for? A little summary of the showings and the potential buyers who were in the house. But it's also like, oh, I could tell they were really concerned about the systems downstairs. Oh, I could tell they were really concerned about the age of the roof. When that seller is sitting there and has multiple offers in front of them and that agent says, I know they're really concerned about the roof.
Yep.
It's why we're giving you that advice.
Right.
The listing agent will share a lot more information than just, here's the profile of this family or this couple, this
Right.
potential buyer.
Right.
The next thing you should think about is, being prepared on the back end before you even walk in the door. So let's talk about financing. It's getting harder and harder to even submit offers with financing contingencies. It's not impossible, but what we recommend is that our buyers have, a big conversation with their lender well before they are thinking about putting an offer on the house, so they understand, can they put more down at, when the contract is signed, can they put more down at the offer? Maybe they could waive the inspection contingency, but all of those things need to happen before they decide to put in an offer, because at that time when you're putting in an offer, it's almost like there's a gun to your head. I mean, it's quick and you're making decisions right away. So it's super important to understand really what you can afford.
How far you can go.
Right,
'Cause you
exactly.
may have to go above your comfort zone.
Exactly,
And
exactly.
how far above your comfort zone can you go? and you need to know those things before you get into a bidding war.
And we have, I mean,
Yeah.
any, you know, real estate agent has plenty of lenders that they can recommend to their buyers if their buyer doesn't already have a relationship. So, you know, use your real estate agent to help you if you don't have a lender that you trust.
Let's talk about inspections. Obviously, most people are concerned about having an inspection on a house that they're buying. It's a huge asset. It's, $1 million plus that you're spending, and you want to make sure that the house is structurally okay, that the main beam has not been eaten by termites, that the roof is not going to cave down on your head. There's a lot of things that you want to make sure are okay with the house. Here's the problem. In a multiple bidding situation, there are lots of buyers who will waive their inspection because they know that if they do that, they're going to get the house, even if their bid is lower than yours. So what we like to do in situations like this is to have a pre-inspection. It could be an hour, 2-hour mini inspection, and we go through the house and make sure that the main structural components of the house are in good shape. You're not going to get into the tiny details, but it's okay because you're not going to have time to do that. You're not going to have time to get to the tiny details. You're going to uncover if there's something major wrong with the house, in which case you're not going to bid on it. So once we've had that inspection, then we are able to feel good about waiving the inspection and having you submit a clean offer in order to get the house.
We have very good relationships with plenty of inspectors who will do this for our clients as a service that enables them to go in and have the confidence that the house, like Steph said, isn't falling down, isn't going to be a money pit. And honestly, the big things you need to be concerned about are major structures, systems, roof, that kind of a thing. So we highly recommend having the time. So once again, we go back to being prepared. Prepare yourself so that you can have the time to get all of this done. I mean, if offers are due on Sunday and you're not walking into the house until Sunday morning, there's not going to be any time for this. So it's important to be prepared. And to that end, I think the way you're really prepared is by working with an agent who is knowledgeable about the town and active in the town that you're searching in.
All right, so this is an inspections. Are we ready to move on to another topic?
Yeah.
Which I think has been potentially a part of the multiple offer scenario for a while, but I think we're just experiencing that it's more important than ever, is writing a personal note. And it might be seller specific, but when all things kind of look alike, when you receive a clean offer, when they're all around the same price, what does the seller default to? Sometimes it can be simple things. Where you grew up, where that potential buyer grew up, maybe you have that in common with the seller. Where do you work? What are your interests? The personal information that you might share with a seller can actually sway them and guide them your way.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. You never know. And you know what, you can sometimes, even when you're walking around a house, you might see something that the seller has that you have the same interest, or you went to the same school or something that you have in common with them. So throw it in your letter. That's what I say.
I'm going to be the naysayer here. I don't think that a letter is important unless you are the top bidder or one of 2 top bidders or 3 top bidders. Your letter, don't spend a lot of time on it, because if you're not coming in with a high bid and a super competitive bid, the seller doesn't care about your life. They don't care about your children. They don't care about how wonderful you are. They don't care. So be cognizant of the fact that the letter is just a part of the whole thing. It's a part of your super great bid that you're going to put forward. The letter is not going to get you the house without all the other stuff.
100% agree, and that's what I meant, all things being equal.
Yeah.
Then they will default to more personal information.
Well, but I'll be honest with you, the past 2 homes we've gotten have been because of the letter. Obviously, we were one of the top offers, but
Then it's important.
But because they wrote the letter and the letter resounded with the sellers, our buyers got the house. So, like Steph said, don't kill yourself. But it's important to show them, like Donna said, just show them a little bit who you are. It's never
Personalizes the process,
absolutely.
which is so important.
Absolutely.
And sellers have different personalities too. If it's a seller that only focuses on the money, then it'll just come down to every last little penny on that offer sheet. But, you know, often at least, you know, if there's multiple sellers, you know, you're gonna pull at someone's heartstrings.
Just one component though, so.
So that's all for
Yeah.
today, but we hope that we've given you some helpful tips in winning in this insane market, and hopefully we'll start to see some more inventory so it won't be so competitive for the buyers. We definitely feel your pain, and if you're looking in Wellesley, we'd be happy to help you.
Yes.
Give us a call, and please remember to subscribe to our channel. We'll be posting much more.
Fabulous content in the
Absolutely.
future. You'll be excited.
Bye.